All right. Well, my name is Andy Larson, and I'm the founder of a company called Thinkersize LLC.
Okay, cool. So,
And I'm in a booth with a company, Mackin Educational Resources, and I do gaming
oh, nice.
Awesome.
to
Okay.
get kids to think at a higher level.
Yeah.
So there are games on my website made by myself and all the other educators that give you points for getting the right answer after you read a short section of a text, like a chapter of a book, and then you divide up into teams, and on a big screen is the game show,
Okay.
and they take time to answer the questions, and then after the question's done, because they're hard questions and it's all open book,
All right.
they can cheat, I tell them. And their eyes get real big. Wow, we can cheat? Yeah, you can cheat. They get extra points if they can give you the author's words to support the answer.
Awesome. Okay.
And then they get into discussion because the questions are written in such a way that one is the most right, but two or three could be right. And so they have to literally defend their answer.
Yeah.
Nice tiered point system there.
Yeah.
Keeps the
Cool.
competition level. good.
That's right. And it gets them, and that's why the company's name is Thinkersize, because it's a thinking process, and they read aloud before they play the game, so it's right on the top of their head. So there's nothing you have to read ahead of time. It's all come as you are party. So it's nice that way.
Yeah.
So the kids are read aloud to. That means the kids that can't read as well also get engaged more easily because they're not threatened by, I have to read.
Right.
And then it's team oriented. So there's no threat. It's not another assessment. So, and the name of the site is called craniumcore.com.
Cool.
cool.
I jotted that down. I stole it from your shirt. So
Yeah. And it's a free website that anybody can go to and sign up and play up to 2 teams. And there's a premium version that allows you to make your games or edit any that are there and play up to 10 teams. And you can also play anywhere in the world. So I've had teams in Chicago playing teams in Switzerland. I've had teams in Illinois playing teams in Florida.
cool.
So it's very technologically relevant.
Sure. Yeah.
And really what I'm trying to do is prepare students for life.
Yeah.
Because when you go out there, you got to be able to work together using technology, reading and thinking together, and problem solving together. So it's a pretty simple approach.
Yeah. Well, it's the basis of computer science in itself, thinking
Right.
and doing.
Right.
Yeah. Problem
Right.
solving.
Right.
So how did you get into this? Were you in the classroom at one time, or have you been in education?
I was
a long time?
educated to be a teacher, and then I got an idea to automate libraries, and I helped found a company called Follett software company that automates libraries. And then I got this idea, that was in the early 80s when computers were just really starting,
Yeah.
microcomputers anyway. And then in the mid 90s, I got this other idea, and I took this idea and kind of went off on my own.
Yeah. It's
Yeah,
a beautiful
that's
idea.
cool.
It's exactly the integration level we're looking at in the classrooms right now. Real world.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
getting
yeah.
it happening.
It's been a struggle. The biggest struggle for me is that I fight an agenda within the school systems that don't allow for freedom to do what I want them to do,
Yeah. Yeah.
and what I think it would be a better result.
Right.
But because of the wheel from Washington D.C. to the state capitals to the district level,
Sure.
Yeah.
the teachers have to do what they're told, and
Yeah.
they have to do assessment after assessment after assessment, and it's killing education.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
and that's why we have platforms here so that we can start looking at better ideas of innovation. And then, like right now, I know the keynote's going on, and they're talking about innovation. That's exactly kind of the theme happening right here. So this is the perfect platform to come and get the point across. And
Right.
it just takes that one stone throw to start the ripple, and then it'll eventually catch on. And this is the time to make it happen.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Well, I just want to go back and touch on one of the things that you mentioned, where you have students playing against other students in other states and other countries. So
Yes.
Is that synchronous or is that asynchronous?
It's synchronous. It's all based on the website. So they go on the website, and then in this case, it's pretty low technology. They just have to one of the teams have to share the screen, so they can both see the same thing. And so they're now both on the web at the same time.
Yeah.
So it's synchronous, and they're playing real time. And if they incorporate something else like Skype or There's other Google apps that you can put that you
Sure.
can actually see each other and hear each other.
Is
So-
Zoom or any of that stuff.
yeah, so now you're actually seeing the team you're playing
Yeah.
and hearing them when
Yeah.
they defend their answers. So it's like, and you can check each other out.
Yeah, that's
know?
really cool.
Yeah, yeah.
That's a great
I think
idea.
it's fascinating that you're getting students who are in very different time zones
Yeah.
to really collaborate and compete. In real time.
Yeah, if you pick your moments, like Chicago and Switzerland, there's like a 8 or 9 hour difference, if I remember correctly. So, top of the morning in Chicago, late afternoon in Switzerland, and as long as you work out the time zone,
Yeah.
it works fine.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
it's a lot like mystery Skype with catching the classes
Oh, yeah.
around the world.
Well, and,
right.
and if it turns out, and I don't know if it works this way or not, if I knew there was a particular class I wanted to compete with, and we worked out a particular time for us to do that, could you set that up as well?
That's exactly how you do it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
so there was an American school in Switzerland, and there was me in Chicago.
Sure.
And I just basically reached out and said, okay, let's do this.
Yeah.
And it worked.
That's very
awesome.
cool. So, are there, and this may not even make sense. I don't know. Obviously, we're just now learning about this, but are there any kind of provisions for sort of that kind of random pairing? Like, hey, we're a class, and we'll just pick the next class that says they're available.
When it gets to that point, I'll be very happy.
Yeah.
But it's not there yet.
Yeah. Well, and I can understand that. I mean, you could have classes sitting there for 4 hours before somebody else
Right.
shows up. So,
Right. Well, and
you know.
then the other piece of that, and the reason I said I'd feel very blessed, is that would mean there would be a whole lot of people.
Right.
And then I could have the queue set up where it would be known.
Right.
And if you want to have at it and throw down your gloves and say, let's go,
Yeah.
you got people there. Okay, hey, somebody's
Right.
ready.
Yes. Yes.
Now,
exactly.
then the other challenge logistically is when you do that, because of the way I design with my partner who does the technology, I'll just say the operation, it's all based on a read. So you have to say, okay, what book do you want to use, what chapter?
Oh, that's true. That's a very good point. Right.
So there has to be some coordination.
Right. Right.
So that you're at least coming in with proper expectations
Sure.
and preparedness.
Right.
If
Yeah,
makes
that
sense.
makes sense. Yeah, that makes perfect sense. Yeah.
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 Because in the end, what I'm trying to do is get kids to, and this is really the bottom line for it. I'm trying to get kids to love reading as much as they love anything.
Yeah.
And I also, at a technology conference, probably would be hung if other people heard me say this, but I believe that from kindergarten through 12th grade, if a child can't read yet, limit the technology usage.
Oh, I'm behind
Get
you
them,
100%.
get them ready to read, because in an information abundant and rich world, the gap between the haves and the have-nots has gotten bigger, not smaller.
Right.
Because those who read now have the ability to absorb that information that is, really inundating them.
Right.
Where kids who don't just go, give me a Game Boy.
Right.
Yeah. There's no
Exactly.
comprehension to it.
Right.
There's, without reading, there's no comprehension. I've been saying it since the 90s.
Right.
Learn to read, because the net's going to take over. And if you can't read, you're not going to use the net.
That's exactly
It's
right.
just going to be a bunch of pictures to you.
Yeah.
That's right. Right on target. One of the interesting things is we love companies like you, your company, your ideas that are education based. It's not necessarily about the platform or anything else. It's about the message you're trying to get across. Right. And we love the new term edupreneurs, because that's what you are.
Sure.
You're an edupreneur.
Yep.
And we can't wait to hit this place. At 4:00, we hit the exhibits and we take our field recorder and we visit the startups first, because to us, that's the
Oh, yeah, that's the beginning.
that's the beginning of it.
Yeah.
So here's something we like to do. It's called a 45-second elevator pitch.
Okay.
You get on the elevator. It's your hero. It's the person you need to impress the most, and you're going to tell them about your product, what you do. So do it. 45 seconds.
Yeah. Hi, my name is Andy Larson, and I have a website that is a gaming website to create really good thinkers and help people make really good decisions out in the real world to prepare themselves for life. And it's a free website. You can play other teams and other players, and it will help you become an excellent thinker.
That's perfect.
Awesome.
And there's
That's
the
great.
soundbite we needed right there.
That was great.
So, Andy, at Cranium Core, Twitter, Is that correct?
Yep.
We're going to throw it out there.
Cool.
We'll get the stuff out there on the line.
Excellent.
We'll cut this up later, and you're welcome to use this interview anywhere you want to. It'll be on iTunes and Google Play and Stitcher.
Far out.
And we'll get it to you. We'll post it out to your Twitter handle.
Well, I just happened by at a good time.
Yes,
This is what we like to do.
That's exactly.
Yeah, it's awesome.
So,
hey, can we
did
get a picture real
I was
quick?
gonna say, get a picture, and you don't have to go
Can you
anywhere.
stay
You just
right
sit in a
there?
chair.
Okay, yeah. Did a great one.
They just we just get one as if we're talking,
yeah.
you know. But wow,
Hey, actually, you are talking.
well, we are. You're right. But for coming by, we want to give you one of our tchotchkes. You know,
Sure.
That's right. That's the
little fodder from the
That's
from
right.
the EduTech guys.
So I like to say that's the most expensive swag we can afford.
Well, you topped me. I got nothing.
Well, there you go. Hey, but you have a great
Anyway,
message.
thank
you have a great
so
product.
much. Yeah, that's exactly right.
Yeah.
So,
Hey, thanks. I hope you're great.
all
I
the
hope
best.
your stay at FETC's.
Well, I've been doing this for 20 years.
Yeah.
And I'm like a never-ending startup.
That's
And
awesome.
that's
that's
awesome.
the truth. I literally go out in schools every week, free, and model what I do. I was just there this morning.
That's
Again,
awesome.
it's just I just give my time away and model it for people to see it.
Yeah.
And I'm waiting for that tipping point,
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
right?
But you're happy, right?
Oh yeah.
That's all about
The fulfillment is just seeing the shining eyes.
Yeah.
I call
That's
it
what
the
it
shining
is.
eyes, because the kids go, "Wow, I can do this."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
That
can
is
do
awesome.
this. Yeah.
Thanks, Andy.
Cool.
Thank you so
Have a great
much.
one.
Jeff and David.
So glad you stopped by.
Yeah, well, I'm glad you
Or I guess I'm glad I
Hey, you're listening
convinced you
to
to come by.
EduTech Guys, coming to you live from the Future of Education Technology Conference in beautiful Orlando, Florida. Just had a great
Come on
interview
in.
with
Thank you.
with Andy with Cranium Core and what they do there and what he does there. It's his deal. So
on in.
really great stuff. Wonderful time to talk to him. And check out their site, craniumcore.com. You can catch them on Twitter at craniumcore. Really fun gaming stuff going down there. And boom, our seat gets filled once again. We're
That's
just
right.
we're just
Absolutely.
rocking and rolling. It's 2:00 at FETC, and man, the day's just flying by. I'm just having.
Oh, it's been
boom,
great.
boom, boom.
Yeah.
Met so many great people in education. So the seat's full, and we're going to let him tell us who he is, what he does, who he's with, why he's at FETC, anything you want to talk about.
That's right.
Hi, everybody. My name's Jason Gay. I'm a library media specialist at Highlands High School, which is in Fort Thomas, Kentucky, just outside of Cincinnati, Ohio. And I'm here at FETC because I'll be presenting a skill building session tomorrow in the Skill Builder Theater, SB 11. And it's all about green screening. So how easy is it really to do green screening?
Yeah,
That is great.
we love that. So
Well, it's great to be here. This is my first time being at this conference. Really excited to be here to connect with other people across the country.
Yeah.
I've attended a lot of regional and state level conferences, but this one's great because it's really going to fuel some more ideas
Yeah.
for our library and our school. So it's really awesome to be here.
Yeah, we it's a funny story about green screening. You said that. I drove in just so we could have a car and get
Yeah,
around
yeah.
and be here. So we drove from Arkansas. It's 1,000 miles.
Oh,
So,
wow, yeah.
David flew in on Monday night because he had to do a workshop that he was doing it on Monday.
Yeah.
But so we shot some pictures at one of our high school studios. We have a giant wall green screen.
Yeah.
So we shot some pictures of David so that I could interject him on the trip.
Yeah. So
And that's just one way to use it. I know there's
Yeah.
multiple ways to use green
that's what I was saying. So as he was driving across, he's posting pictures with the two of us, green
Together,
screened in.
yeah.
And then as I'm coming across, I'm posting pictures of
Like
the two
I'm
of us
with him.
together. So it's like, wait a minute.
So,
what
but
is
no one
this?
knows really where
That's
you
right.
are.
No one knows where we
So
are.
give us kind of an overview of your building session.
Okay,
What
so
you're
the,
gonna
the building session is really hands-on. It's intended for basically novice to intermediate learners. The idea is that we're going to set up screen, and within 20 minutes, we're going to give you the kind of pedagogical background, like why it makes sense academically. Also, the cool side, which is the creative part of how to green screen, and we'll create an end product in a just an application. It's really simple, and we'll share that out. And then we'll also provide resources and links, tools, ideas how to get started, really on a budget. The app I'll use tomorrow is not going to be like a really heavy program or application. It's really simple. It's a $4 program
Cool.
or app.
You mind telling us what it is?
Oh, we're going to be using Do Ink, Go Green Screen,
okay,
which
yeah.
is a really simple. It's a great way to get kids started in filmmaking. At our high school, though, we later kids go and work on Premiere, Adobe Creative Suite. We have all those
Yes.
things available, but this is one we use in our school district to even start with kids as low as kindergarten, first grade,
Yeah.
and introduce the idea that, hey, you can have a background here, and that can be your palette. It can be creative, or it can be academic oriented too.
Sure.
You kind of hope both are together. That's kind of the idea.
Yeah.
Right.
Because
Yeah, absolutely.
that's really the cool thing about it. So it's kind of neat to take like a technology that really started out like with, science fiction geeks like us know that, like, we had Clash of Titans, we had like early Star Wars where they built models and things like that, and then suddenly with the advent of using chroma key knockout, you're able to like create a whole universe with 3 dimension.
Yeah.
So it's really cool to see that carry over to education. It's also exciting to just let kids run with it. And we're really big, especially in our school, on play. Play is huge. Because that's how we all learn. And at the same time, I think it's really cool because kids are like making some really funny things, really neat things. We're hoping to highlight some of those things tomorrow, since we have like a 20-minute time frame.
That's right.
It's going to be a marathon session. The goal is to spark some ideas, and then we have a follow-up table afterwards, which will be great. If people are idea like what kind of things should I get, what kind of equipment, what should I expect, where should I start,
Right.
And just really encourage people to jump feet first in.
Yeah.
That's the idea. So
that's awesome.
it's really great to be here. I attended a workshop this morning. It was wonderful.
Yeah.
Actually sent some pictures back home. And it was funny because people wrote back and said, "Are you sure that's green screened?" And I'm like, "No, that's really it. It's like 75 degrees here, and it's 30 back home."
Yeah, right.
So there's a little like climate envy going on.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
You're doing
Yes.
exactly what we like to do. We like to give people a voice,
Yeah,
and you're giving them one more. We like to give them a platform. You're
Yeah.
giving kids one more platform.
Yeah.
And we think the same thing about podcasting.
Oh,
it's like,
absolutely.
hey kids, this is a great way for you to have fun and do your own radio
Yes.
show, do your own talk show, and you're taking it to the next level.
yeah,
Which is awesome.
and it is,
Yeah.
and the sky's the limit, and we're going, whatever things are going to fall apart, and that's fine.
Right.
But at the end of the day, it's a mindset. Really, it
Yeah.
is a mindset with children, and it's a mindset with our staff.
Yeah.
It's cool to be a part of this whole process right now. It's a really cool time to be in education.
Yeah, exactly. And I think one of the cool things that you're doing in this particular, nugget of green screening is that there are instantly real world applications and frankly jobs that they completely center on the whole idea of chroma key and green screening.
Yeah.
I mean, I just pull up a newscast and here's the weathercaster and they got the whole map behind them, but guess
absolutely.
what? There's not a map behind them.
Yeah.
The exact same. And heck, the way things are these days, a lot of newscasts. We could even do it here if we just absolutely wanted to. Put a camera in front of us, chroma key this out, and there could be a cityscape behind us, make it look like we're broadcasting.
Not a bad color.
Absolutely.
No, it's not. But
Absolutely, and if you want to get really fancy, you can even go like to a level where you have like multiple things going on at one time.
Right.
Yeah.
Which of course you need like a heavier kind of program to run that live out.
Sure.
But there has to be a starting point, and
Right.
for me, just as an educator overall, not the tech side of it, but it activates a whole other set of thinking. So like when we ask kids to build things, create things, they really have to think about like, hey, what's really behind me? How's it reinforcing what I'm talking about?
Right.
Is it purposeful? Is there any kind of meaning? Or how can I bring people in? Because oftentimes how we transition video or move pictures and things like that, those are little subtleties that really really bring a viewer in. And
Right.
that's what makes it really cool.
Yeah.
And that's why video is such an amazing thing in addition to audio, which with
Sure.
podcasting, that's something we're also looking into. Over the next year, we're actually going to move out of our mass communications where we do filmmaking, broadcasting also. Mr. Poff, he's our director for that. We're going to be opening up our own audio lab. So kids, once they get through certain levels, they'll be actually going fast track into doing podcasting, create our own radio stations at school, and then be able to push it forward with, we could have guys who work in Premiere, or not Premiere, but Pro Tools, and be able to mix stuff down live or record people on a small scale. So we can actually help feed universities into their programs for broadcasting
You
and
build
filmmaking.
Pro Tool
Yeah.
guys and girls. You're building them a career.
Yeah.
It's hard to find folks that use Pro Tools.
Oh, it is. It is very
really is.
hard, and that's one of those like, why wait till college to learn the programming?
Exactly.
Like, can we get kids started today doing it? Same with Premiere.
Yeah.
Right.
We have kids in the last 6-7 years that have come out of the film program, and they go into wonderful programs. One student, in fact, 2 years ago, got a full ride to USC filmmaking.
Yeah.
Premier college, basically in the country for filmmaking, and it started with introducing them to those tools.
Yeah.
And then letting them build their passions. So it's really, really cool.
that is very
Yeah,
cool.
it's really cool. It's a really cool thing to be part of. It's like, I'm hoping that some people here get some ideas, and I hope they run back and they aggravate their administrators.
Yeah.
And they get some money, and they just find a room and find a space and just start letting kids play and let them experiment.
Well, your enthusiasm and positivity is going to come over great.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You get us excited. And,
No, that's cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I love being here, and I was so happy to see that you guys are doing something like this because a podcast is really is the one true radio anymore.
Right.
It really is.
Yeah,
and,
it really is.
So available and affordable, and just it gives really voice to everybody.
Yeah.
So that's what's cool about it.
Well, hey, maybe next year right here you'll have a green screen booth, and we'll be
That'd
doing
be pretty.
the same thing.
That'd be pretty cool. We could do a
That'd be cool.
simultaneous.
That'd be
Yes,
awesome.
that would be cool.
Wouldn't that be really cool?
That would be really cool.
That would be
Yeah.
That'd be
We'll
awesome.
be in touch.
Okay, cool.
Hey, listen, we
Look
like
at
to do
there.
something. We like to do something kind of fun. 45-second elevator pitch. Okay?
45-second elevator
You
pitch.
get on the elevator. It's your hero.
Your
And
hero's
you're
on
going to
there
tell
with
them,
you.
and they say, "Who are you? What do you do? Why should I follow you on Twitter? Why should I listen to what you're saying?" So that's
Okay.
also a great soundbite. So,
All right.
I'm not trying to put you on the spot.
No, it's
but
fine.
it's,
45-second elevator pitch. Okay. I'm Jason Gay. I am a creative force. Foremost, I'm a father. I'm a husband. I'm really led by my faith. I think in education that we can really push kids forward. I truly believe that we can break barriers, and I think that we can give kids upward mobility through inspiring them, pushing them forward. And I'm big on creative. In fact, I would take innate knowledge less than creativity, because I think creativity is the factor that really drives us. I'm just glad